Don't you want, after all, the skill to make the best out of your lyre no matter what the situation is? If yes, you are in the right place. Did a string in your lyre snap and need to change it immediately? Or maybe something began to sound differently for one or more of your strings. In this video, we're going to teach you a skill that is so important, that is among the first things we cover at lyreacademy.com for our students. In order to teach you that skill, we have to answer some of the most common questions among every beginner lyre player. First, when is the right time to change the string? Secondly, which of the strings shall you change? And thirdly, how to change them properly without the risk of breaking a brand new string. So, when, which strings, and how to change them. Not only for lyre players, but almost for every string instrument available out there. So, let's start with the when. It is important to know when it was the last time you changed the strings of your lyre. If you didn't change the string so far, then what date you bought your lyre? If what you aim for is to have that same bright sound as the professional lyre players have, then you need to change your strings every 6 months. If you're a professional lyre player though, or you use your lyre for several hours every day, then you will probably need to change your strings every 3 to 4 months, depending on the type and the quality of the strings you're currently using. What's more, if you want a lyre that doesn't lose its tuning quickly, then again it is highly recommended to change the strings every 6 months for beginners or 3 months for professional lyre players. Why though the strings don't break altogether at the same time? Why usually only 1 or 2 strings break while the other remains intact? Let's start by explaining why a string breaks in the first place. And the reason is quite simple. The strings wear out due to friction, mainly just below the bridge and at the point where they touch the yoke. And to have friction, you also need to have tension. If your strings were completely loose, no sound could come out, but at the same time, they could survive much longer. So even if you're not close to 6 months, it is a good idea to check your strings occasionally at these 2 points. By taking a closer look, you may find that 1 or 2 strings need to be changed earlier than the other, and so to avoid breaking them during a live performance or during your practice. And here is an important hint. The more sensitive strings to wear out earlier than the others are those 2 or 3 on the higher notes. And most of the time, this is because we tend to add extra tension to them to reach these higher notes. So, you decided to change a string in your lyre, but how can this be done correctly? The most important thing is to learn how to tie your string to the tailpiece and the tuning key. If you don't tie the string correctly, then when you start tuning by stretching the string, it will soon slip out of one or both ends. So to secure the string on both ends, we must follow these steps carefully. Tie the new string to the tailpiece. Tie the other end to the tuning key. Secure the tuning key to the crossbar. Adjust the string to the bridge. It is time to tune our string, and we do that by turning our tuning key clockwise. When our string is not too loose anymore, we keep turning our string, but this time with small and careful movements. We want to stretch it slowly in order to find the perfect spot without breaking it during the process. This sounds harder than it actually is, but don't worry, the process is simple. Have in mind here that some strings are more flexible than the others. For example, some generic strings, such as the nylon ones, compared, let's say, to gut strings. So, in case of more flexible strings, extra movements are required for every new string. And of course, be more careful with your last 2-3 strings, as they probably need more tension to reach these higher notes. In any case, try to avoid buying generic strings and look for strings specially designed for your lyre. So ideally, ask the manufacturer of your lyre for suggestions. If this isn't possible, then an excellent option is Luthiero's approved strings. For many years, the Luthiero's team has done an extensive study with many different types of available strings, and they ended up with a carefully chosen collection of strings for ancient lyres, both durable with high quality sound. And one more thing when tuning is to always have on your side a tuner or a tuning up. So let's tune our new string together. Now you have a perfectly tuned lyre. There is a big but though. You will soon realize that a new string tends to lose its tuning pretty quickly. This is totally expected, so don't worry. For every new string, you need to tune it 2-3 times per day for at least 2 to 3 days. This constant tuning is essential in order for your new string to find its resting place. What's more, each time you tune a new string, you will see that the other strings are going slightly out of tune. Don't worry, it is something that happens. As the tension of each string affects the general tension exerted to the yoke, it affects the tension of every other string too. So until your lyre finds its resting balance, you have to tune your new strings and then slightly tune the rest of the strings too. As we said, after 2 to 3 days, your lyre will be able to maintain its tuning and you will have an instrument with a beautiful sound, ready to embark on your lyre journey once again. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay tuned, as more tips like this premiere every month for free. What's more, if you want to study the lyre in depth and gradually become a skilled lyre player, then take a look at our premium courses at lyreacademy.com, an online music institution that focuses on our shared ancient musical heritage. So grab your lyre and explore the world of ancient music.